Hi everybody and welcome to Unwind Design Creative Studio. Today we're going to be making a very cute Christmas tree with little swirlies. It's going to be super adorable. Today we're going to be using the colors red, black, white, yellow, and blue. We're going to have our 4 brushes, starting off with our large background brush. We're going to have this in our water. We're going to have our large square brush. The water is what kind of helps the paint go nice and smooth. We're going to have our round tip brush, and we're going to have our detail brush. Next, we're going to start off by picking up our square brush. We're going to get, or you know what, let's start with our large background brush. We're going to get a little bit of that water, and we're going to start to dab a little well on the side of the white. I'm going to scoop some white in there and start to mix, making a little puddle. I'm trying to make sure that it is nice and creamy, nice and smooth, so that it can spread on top of my canvas nice and smoothly and it doesn't get stuck and it doesn't look all rough and patchy. Next, I'm going to grab a little bit of this blue, and on the side of it, I'm going to mix that white. I like to mix my paint in my colors so that I like to mix my paint in my corners, so that I can mix my colors without using all of the color. Next, we're going to make 2 lines. Leave about 4 fingers worth of space underneath both lines and make the lines towards the middle of your canvas. Next, we're going to make a triangle right in the middle. So make a little triangle pointing up. Next, I'm going to get some more of that blue, and I'm going to bring my brush side to side, little by little, spreading out and pushing that paint so that I cover all of that background. If you see that it's a little scratchy, like right here, that means that your painting needs a little bit more water and a little bit more paint. So I'm going to get more white, more blue, because it looks like I'm running out. And I'm going to mix that paint very well so that it gets nice and smooth again on my brush. Then I'm going to come back and paint that in. And look at that difference. Look at how smooth that looks. I'm just trying to cover all of the white. It looks a little shimmery because of the light that's hitting the painting, but in reality, it's really just the water. I'm covering all of the space, and look at how far I am with my brush. I'm very gently gliding it. I'm not pressing really hard, going back and forth. Like a ballerina dancing on her toes, that's what we're trying to do. And with practice, you're going to notice that you're going to be going smoother and softer and faster the more you go on. Again, I'm going to come back and pick up more paint. As I'm running out, I'm remembering to pick up water and more paint, mixing my paint if I run out, making some more. And we're going to paint all around that triangle, guys. Let's paint all of that background. Next, we're going to be using that same background brush, and I'm going to go from side to side, almost like 2 smiling faces lines with that baby blue, side to side on the bottom. So it's the shadow of my tree. And look at that, nice and soft. Next, using that same brush, we're going to come in and wash it off. And we are going to start to pick up a little bit of this white. Make sure that you tap it dry. You don't want it to be too watery. And from here, we are going to, again, pick up a little bit of that white, that fresh white, and we're going to start to make little curves. Curve, 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 like rainbows. But we're going to be doing it with only the color white. Let's get a little bit more. Curve, curve, curve. and that way your slow looks fluffy. I'm also going to paint on the sides really quickly. Pick up a little bit more white if you run out. And I'm going to paint in the side on the right. And I'm going to go nice and slow with that white, making sure that I fill it all in. And now the paint looks really fluffy down at the bottom. From here, we're going to wash off that background brush and leave it in our water. And we're going to switch it for our round tip brush, our green brush. And we're going to start to fill in that green inside the tree. We're going to mix a little bit of blue with that yellow, and we're going to mix it really well. Make sure that you get green, and we're just going to come in and start making little circles all over our tree. So again, I'm going to get some of that green. If you add a lot of blue to your yellow, you're going to get a dark green. If you only add a little bit of blue to your yellow, you're going to get a very light lemon green. But we're going to go around in circles, mixing up our blue and yellow. To get our green, we're going to be going in circles. We're going to add all these circles all around our tree. We're going to add a bunch of them. However, you do want to leave a little bit of space in between for a lighter green, which is going to be the next color we're going to be using. You can do small circles, big circles, and just lay them all around the space. We're also going to be using some more yellow in this color now to make a lighter green. And we're going to make sure if your paint is too sticky, add some water. If not, you can start making a lighter circle in between. So we're going to get, again, some more of that yellow to make it lighter. And we're going to make a bunch of other circles in between the spaces that you didn't fill out. And just like you did with the dark green, you can make different sizes for this light green. You can make small circles and big circles too, just like you did with the dark green. From here, we're going to wash off our brush. Make sure you take off all of that blue and yellow. And we're going to start to pick up some of this red. To this red, we're also going to add just a tiny little drop of white, making sure that we get a nice light pink. And we're going to also add some pink on there. At this point, we're starting to add our little ornaments. If your paint is too dry, make sure you get a little bit more water and you pick up some more of that pink and put it on top. You might get green on your brush, and when you get a little bit of green, wash off your brush and start over again and add a little bit more pink. If it's a little too light, you can also add red. Maybe you don't want to add pink. Maybe you want to add red ornaments. You could go ahead and do that too. Add a couple of red ornaments. You can also add shadows to your pink ornaments by adding red as well. Next, we're going to be picking up our baby brush, our detail brush, and we're going to get a little bit of white, and we're going to start to add a nice little design going down the side from the top to the bottom of our Christmas tree. So we're going to start on top, and we're going to add polka dot, polka dot, polka dot, polka dot, coming down to the bottom. So we made a line right there of polka dots. And we're going to do it again. Here's another line of polka dots. I'm going to continue to add those polka dots from the top to the bottom, making sure that it looks festive and fun. And we're just going to keep that up, make a dot, from the left to the right, from the top to the bottom. Next, I'm going to get a little bit of that white, and I'm going to make a circle right in the middle with a white and yellow. And we're just going to make these lines going out the sun, so it, or out the side, so it looks like a sun. We're going all around, all around, all around. Big line, small line, big line, small line, so it looks like a sun. You can add polka dots on the sides of the sun too. And look at how pretty that looks. Look at how that's glowing. Next, we're going to use our square brush. And we're going to pick up a little bit of that white, just a little bit. And we're going to go stand it straight up and turn it around in circles to make these stars. Look at that. So I'm standing it straight up. One side, making an X. Then I'm going in the middle and then on the other side. Let's try that. Again, we're making a little sun, going all the way around with our brush to make those stars. And they don't have to look perfect. Again, see how I'm going around with my brush? One side, the other, and then the other. And we're standing our brush straight up. Just going around in circles with it standing up so that it makes the stars in our background. From here, we're going to come in and pick up some more of that white. And we're just going to start to add some more snow so that it looks white. Now my snow is probably dry, so when I add my white, it stands out more. I'm also going to get a little bit of red so that my snow looks just a little bit pink. And it looks like the red lights are shining and the yellow lights are shining and they're glowing on the snow. You can even add a little bit of yellow in there as well. And I'm just scooping that around, making a bunch of little arches, like making a bunch of little rainbows. And that's basically it. Don't forget to put your name on the bottom so everybody knows you did it. And I want to thank you guys so much for painting with me. I look forward to painting with you guys next time. Thank you. Goodbye.